Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. We're on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Oh my gosh, it's so nice out. I decided I would do some coffee dyeing, and I thought I would bring you along. I cannot find my tripod, so I'm holding my camera. And I'm going to be pausing left and right so that I can bring you along. So I'm going to pause you right now while I grab some hot water. Okay, so I have some hot water. It's not necessary to have hot boiling water, but as you know, I'm impatient. So I'm putting some hot water first to dissolve the coffee and give it a good stir. Okay, and then I don't want my papers to be super dark. So I am going to add some more water to it to dilute it. So I'll pause you one more time here. Okay, so I got some cold water I'll pour in and kind of just dilute it down to a color that I like. Let's see what that looks like. Gonna splash it up and see. Still maybe just a little dark. Let me grab a little bit more water. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And I mean, if you hear stuff in the background, I am hot and heavy getting laundry done today. So I'm in the kitchen right now, and I'm right next to the laundry. So I know that's probably irritating, but I can't help it. Life goes on. Okay, so I've just gotten some envelopes. I'm going to toss those in, but I think I'm going to do these first because they're heavy, and I think they'll be nice. These are some white bags that a friend gave me. I think she used to sell Avon. So she gave me those, so I'm just going to dunk those in. Just kind of submerge a little. Sometimes adhesive comes apart, you know, when you're getting it wet, and that's okay with me. Okay, so I'm submerging these. I'm going to do envelopes. I've got a few index cards, different sizes. I have some, let's see, I have some vellum. I have tissue paper. I have deli paper. I have typing paper. I'm doing really a lot of things that are not just regular paper because I love coffee dyeing and I have so much. So I thought, well, I'm just going to do this. Now, what I am going to use when we go outside is I'm just going to be using a tablecloth today. Unless I have too much going and then I need to grab something else. But I'm hoping just to do the tablecloth. And I might do 2 different batches because I do like the tablecloth because it covers a lot of ground, but 2, it has some really neat, gives a really neat impressions, you know. Okay. Oh, what a day. I have been so sleepy today. So sleepy. I kind of have a feeling it's the pollen in the air. I went to work out today. When I say that, that does not mean like heavy duty workout like most people, you know. It means getting on the stationary bike and then doing some stretches and stuff. That's what that means, but I call it workout. I did that, came home, watered my outdoor plants, which we still have not planted everything. I bet we only have about a quarter of the things done. I haven't even planted my seeds, and you know I'm excited about zinnias again this year. I have not even done that. Okay, so that was vellum. This is typing paper. So anyways, I watered and I do for probably the last 8 months I've done intermittent fasting. So my first meal is at 11 if I'm behaving, which I pretty much am in the habit of just eating my first meal at 11. So after I got home and watered, I made some scrambled eggs with goat cheese, which was delish. Something about that goat cheese just makes the scrambled eggs puff up. They're so fluffy. And did that, watched a little Leave It to Beaver, and then thought I would like to get this stuff out while it is blazing hot. It's going to be almost 90 later this week. Unbelievable. Some of this I'm not too worried about getting, every little bit of it soaked with the water or with the coffee, because once I get it out there and put the tablecloth on it, then I brush it or spray it. So it'll still have an impression, I think. Okay, so that is the typing paper I found at a thrift store. I always look at their paper, what kind of paper they have. Now the next is tracing paper. It's pretty thin. And I did not want to put this, to be, see how thin it is. I don't want that to be the first layer, because and we'll even see how it works. It might not work very well. But as I bring all this out of the bucket, I didn't want that to be the layer that was on the bottom. So I put those heavier sacks on there. If I was doing this and not holding a camera, I would be picking the bucket up and tilting it so that the water or the coffee could get in and amongst everything. Okay. Sounds like the washer quit. I'm going to do 2 at a time. See if I can manage that. See if we can tilt it a little bit. Yeah, you kind of have to, when you tilt it, you hold down with one and then tilt with the other. And then all that coffee kind of runs in. Kind of like reminds me of when you're emptying a pool, the water runs over the edge. Feels good. This paper feels good. I hope it, even though it's thin, I hope it's strong enough. Okay, let's just do a couple more pages of that. And it has a little shiny on the back side, so I have not coffee dyed this before, so we'll see what happens. These top ones are a lot thinner than what I normally do, so I'm excited to see what happens. It could be a bust, but either way, even if they tear, we'll use them. Okay, let's put those aside then. And now this is deli paper, and it's quite a bit larger. It's similar to the tracing paper. It's a little thicker though. I don't normally like it to fold in here, but this little bucket, this wash tub bucket, is not big enough for it to not fold. I think I only have 3 or 4 of these, which is plenty, I think. I like to use these on the back of journal cards. Magazines to write on and stuff. I saw it on a video one time, and I want to say I know who showed me, but I don't know the name for sure, so I'm not 100%. Okay. Okay, have one more of these. And then at Christmas time or whenever, I save white tissue paper. So when people have gift bags or have things wrapped, you know, something that's breakable, and they wrap it in tissue paper, I always have them save it for me if it's not torn up. I like just the regular sheets, you know. There's so much that you can be a little more selective, and you are reusing. So I do have a bunch of that over here, and what I'm going to do is pause again so I can get that out, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I've got that out, and I'm not going to unfold it. It's folded. Look at that. So you can see it's so thin. So I'm going to leave it folded. I store it folded in quarters. Those are individual. I better leave those out. That will be a mess. I also wrap my ornaments in this, so people save them for me, and then I use it year after year. But as it starts to disintegrate or tear, you know, then I'll use some of these. So some of these are torn into quarters, which is typically what I do when I do. It looks like a lot of them are done like that. Well, I'll just put them in as a bunch. That's how I wrap them. Wrap my ornaments. It's in tissue like this. Cut it down to quarters. I like to use the white so because we keep it up in the attic, our ornaments in the attic, and I'm afraid if something has color or design on it that it's going to transfer to some of my vintage, and so the white has been kind of my go-to. Occasionally I'll have gold or something, but if I have gold paper, I always put it on a gold ornament. Now I'm layering some of the firmer papers just so that as I transfer, hopefully they won't, the thinner ones won't tear. Okay. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just soaking these to get them a color. I'm not going to soak them for very long because the majority of the color will come from the tablecloth being on it. So that's why these won't stay in here for very long. Plus, you wouldn't be surprised, or maybe you would be surprised. You would be surprised. I'm surprised. If you've never done this before, it does not take long for that coffee to turn really dark, especially out in the sun. So, okay. Now let's get these down. And these may, with, you know, the liquid, they may, and the heat, come unglued, and that's okay. Sometimes I don't use them as they are anyway, so. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain this water off, or this coffee off. Okay. Let that get in there good. And then I'm going to transfer it over here to this cookie sheet that I have my parchment on. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with it in a minute. So let me pause again real quick. Be right back. Okay, I've drained it, and I wanted to tell you something really quick. If I was going to continue to do coffee dyeing, I would not have drained it. I just used the same coffee mixture. And if I'm not doing it this way, where I'm just doing a bulk and I want to do them individually. What I normally do is just put it in and lay it out on the coffee sheet. Put one in, lay it out. I just do it that fast. But this I'm doing in a quick bulk so that I can get it laid outside. So, all right. So now I'm going to transfer. I'm going to see, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on like that. I'm going to flip it over, and then I'll see you outside. Okay, gosh, I don't know if you can see this, but what I've done, I've got 2 tables out. I thought I had 2 of the bigger ones in the garage, but you know, we're going to demolish the garage, so Joey's been moving a bunch of it back to the barn. And so I think my other long table is in the barn, but this is my little craft table, so it's going to work fine. So on this table, I just have leftover stuff. And of course, I'm going to bake this parchment because that's awesome too. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a couple of things real quick. You can see that the tissue paper and the tracing paper didn't fare well, so I left them as is by themselves. This one's actually on a piece of deli paper. Just left it. This I just crunched up to make room. It was falling apart, so we'll see what happens, and it might be a disaster, and then again it might be something that we do from now on. So okay, I'm gonna go get the tablecloth and get it laid out, and we'll come back.